Adventure is everywhere, especially in the West. You just need to know how to find it. So join us, and I will show you one of my favorite tricks. Hey everybody, what's up? Well, we're on a recon mission today, doing a little bit of trail recon. And I wanted to let you in on a couple little secrets, how I find some of my adventures. The first thing you need to do is pick out an area where you want to go and explore. And then you need a map. You need a benchmark map. I use the Road and Recreation Atlas. And then you just search the map where you want to explore, and it usually highlights points of interest, historical locations, and stuff like that. My favorite thing about these maps is it shows the dirt roads. Not all of them, but most of them. So here's where we cross the border into Nevada from the Beaver Dam Wash area. Here is our water crossing at Lytle Ranch. And we're going to travel all the way, dirt road. I think dirt road ends right there, but then we're going to continue on to Caliente. So right now, we're about right here. It even says Joshua Trees, Snow Valley Road, and our target is right here. This is our ghost town, and then right here is the road that's been flooded out every time I tried to come down this way. So hopefully we can make it through Highway 317 and make it to Caliente. So I'm in a part of the desert I've never been in, and hopefully we're gonna come across a ghost town, and I'm always looking for new camping spots. Right here's pretty cool. And then I always like to find some new overlanding routes. This dirt road basically is what I call a shortcut in between the Beaver Dam Wash and Caliente. So we're heading towards Caliente. I don't know how bad the road is. The last time I tried to do this road, it was washed out and flooded. So we'll see. We'll see if this is gonna work out or if we're just gonna have to turn around and go back. We've already had one water crossing, but it's nice out here. We got a beautiful little Joshua tree forest. All sorts of birds flying around here. So let's keep cruising down the road. I think the first place we're gonna hit is a ghost town. I know there's at least one building. I don't know if we can get to it. Let's find out. All right, I was driving down the road and I seen a couple of abandoned cars over here in the wash. We'll go give them a quick look. They've definitely been buried by a flash flood. At some point, the bed of that truck is totally full of dirt. It's been here for a while. And there's a car over here next to it. Looks like it still has a spare tire in the trunk. Man, this car is smashed. I've seen two structures from the side of the road. Let's go look. According to my map, this is Leith, Nevada. I did some searching on the internet, but I couldn't find anything about this place. My best guess is this is an old homestead with a ranch being their main focus. That's a nice can. Still in pretty good shape. Ultimately, I think the constant flooding in this canyon forced these people to leave. And the two cars we just looked at were probably here somewhere. Yeah, I wonder how old this house is. Got a bunch of little tiny doors. Okay, let's go look at the other one. It's right over there. All right, we'll keep moving. And this kind of looks like a little canal system. And now we've made it to Rainbow Canyon. This is where flooding could cause us some problems. But this winter has been pretty mild so far, so fingers crossed. I don't want to turn around this far into our journey. In 1903, the Union Pacific began construction on the Salt Lake to LA railroad line. 80 miles of rail and 10 steel bridges were needed to allow passage through Rainbow Canyon. It took 3 years to complete the railroad through here, and 2 years later, a massive flood wiped out 23 miles of the track and destroyed 3 bridges. With no good options for the railroad, they had to rebuild. And unfortunately, on New Year's Eve in 1909, another massive flood swept through the canyon, destroying millions of dollars worth of railroad equipment. The U.S. rail network slowed to a crawl. Cargo backed up in Salt Lake City. Papers called it one of the greatest railroad catastrophes in American history. After that, they rebuilt the railroad again, putting it higher off the valley floor, adding 10 tunnels and 13 new bridges. And so far, it seems to be working. He's looking for lunch. All right, we made it to the ghost town of Elgin, or Elgin. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Hopefully I'll figure that out. But there's not much left of this little town. We got an old caboose car, and the old school, and a little farm over there. And it's closed. Imagine that. So I'm gonna fly the drone around, let you guys see this place a little bit better than I can. Ranchers settled this area in the 1870s. When the railroad came in 1903, small communities popped up every 5 miles along the railroad sidings. Elgin was one of these siding towns. It was an important water stop for the steam engines of the time. Most residents homeschooled their children just because the nearest school was over 36 miles away, and that was way too far to travel back then. It wasn't until 1921 Lincoln County finally had the funds for a school at Elgin. James Bradshaw donated 7 acres of his ranch for the school. His son built the school and an apartment for the teacher. The school opened in 1922. This one-room schoolhouse taught 1st grade through 8th grade and remained open until 1967 when the last student graduated. In 1988, the Bradshaw family gave the school a facelift, bringing it back to its original appearance. In 2005, the Bradshaw family donated the school to the Nevada State Park System, and after that, it was declared a historic landmark. I would have to assume that this is the Bradshaw Ranch, and the last time they were probably here was in 2005. This is only a guess, but I think it's probably a good one. The rest of this road is paved, but that doesn't mean it's open. Last time I was here, this road was flooded and impassable. So cross your fingers again. Let's hope we make it. I had to stop. A giant cave on the face of a cliff. Let's look and see if we can find anything. I don't know if we can see them or not. There's a lot of bushes. We got some wild horses back there. It's the only one I can see right now. Woohoo! We finally made it down that road. I've tried a couple times to make it down that road and it's been flooded every time. We've seen a little bit of flooding, but we made it. I can finally mark that one off the map. I hope you guys had fun. We made it to Caliente, all the way from the Beaver Dam Wash in Utah, across the desert, through the canyons, through the flood. We're here. Make sure you plan this trip accordingly. Hopefully you don't go when it's flooded. I think I tried 3 times now, and I've only been able to make it once. Don't leave yet. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment. Or take it a step further and become a member and get your name on this list. But regardless, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And don't forget, if you can, take the long way home. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.